Welcome, everybody, to Rogersville Faith Assembly Podcast. I'm Monica. I'm your host this evening. And I just want to say welcome wherever you're listening from. And I want you all to know, before we even get started, that this is a very important video for you to share. It's going to affect a lot of people, and we want it to. So please like, comment, and share. And if you are a first-time visitor, welcome. We welcome you, and we hope you come back for future videos as well. Well, today we have a very special guest, actually two very special guests, Sheldon Livesey of One Accord Ministry, and Jan Chambers, who's part of what we're going to be discussing today, and that is Christmas for the Children. Welcome, Sheldon, and welcome, Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you for this is your first time here with us.
Yes, it is.
Sheldon, I know you are returned with us, and we welcome you both. We're going to be discussing today Christmas for the Children. And you being the founder of One Accord Ministry, this is one of the areas that of One Accord Ministry really targets is the children in our area that are in need. Can you tell folks a little bit about actually what is Christmas for the Children?
It easily, Christmas for the Children, there's so many families in our community that are low income. They struggle just to make ends meet, and Christmas throws them over. They just don't have enough money to provide Christmas for their children, their very own children. So we step in and help. And we do it in a way, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, but we do it in a way to preserve the dignity of the family and yet have parties so that the children get gifts, but the gifts are given to the parents to take home and put under the tree.
Oh, how awesome. How awesome. And so you don't just hand out gifts. There's a party involved as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful. Now, when did this program start?
Gee, it seems like it was just yesterday, but it's been 34 years ago, 1990.
Oh, my gosh.
And so we've been doing this since 1990, and let me give you the reason that we do it. But we were made aware that families would go church to church to church, and I guess I would too. If I didn't have a way of providing for my children, and I knew that a church was taking applications, I would apply there, but I would apply at another church or maybe even a third church because I didn't know which one would pick me. And unfortunately, some of the families were going to 12 or 15 churches and getting picked by all of them, but many of the families that really needed help were not getting chosen at all. They were sort of crowded out.
Right.
And so we wanted to have a way that every child could be served one time. Okay. And if we had a central place where those applications came in and we could screen them, then that solved the problem because every family could be helped. And
so no one gets turned away.
They don't get turned away unless it's an income, situation, something like that. We do make sure that it's just one time. So if mom and dad, say their family's divorced, and if mom brings them and then dad wants to bring them and then grandma wants to bring them, we can only help that family one time.
Got it. Now, how many children, let's take last year, for instance, how many children were you able to serve?
We served 1,661 children last year.
Wow. Now, Jan, you have a new position with Christmas for the Children.
I do.
Tell everybody what your position is.
My position is the new director for Christmas for the Children this year.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So you served over 1,600 children last year. Now, it's not just children, right? You also provide food?
Yes. We gave 1,000 food boxes out last year, too. So.
Wow, just for Christmas. This is amazing. Now you understand why you got to share this video. Let me ask you a question. So you had over 1,600 children served last year. You took care of that many children all at one time?
No, we had 38 parties last year at different churches. Churches will take children and provide a party for them, and it's just great. Everybody, the community comes together, and it's great.
That is awesome. Now, how do people, I mean, of course, if they're watching the video, they're going to find out about it if they hadn't heard about it prior. How else can they find out about it?
They could go to Of One Accord Ministries website and they will find Christmas for the Children on the website.
Okay,
that they can-
wonderful. So all the information on it.
The information is there.
How about
yes.
filling out an application?
There's an application online, and they can also come into the office. We have an office on Brownlow Street
Okay.
that they can come in and fill out an application there. And if they need help, we can help them with that.
Okay, so take me a little bit through the process. They fill out, and they got the information, they fill out the application. What happens after that?
Well, then we have to go through, there are criteria that they have to have proof of eligibility, their income, and, proof that the children are living in the home with them. So
And then once that's provided,
then we can accept them.
just to say if, okay, I'm listening and I want to help, is there a way that funding can be donated, or do you need items, or in what ways could I help?
Well, Sheldon, you might be better at answering.
So they can go. Let's break this up into how churches can help.
Okay.
And then how individuals and how businesses or industry, because that's how we think in terms of inviting people to partner with us and join.
So there's three different ways of helping if you're an individual, if you're a church, or if you're a business.
That's correct.
Wonderful. Okay, so tell us how they can do that.
One, we try to get these groups to sponsor children and to maybe even host a party. Okay. So if a church wants to host a party with us, then we invite them to think in terms of how many children, how many families would that amount to. So if they take 25 children, they're going to have from 50 to 60 people that come to the church, and they judge their fellowship hall by how many that's going to turn out to be. And they invite those children, those families to come. They come, they're given a party date, and they let the families know this is when your party's going to be. So they come on that night, usually at 6 o'clock. The first thing we do is feed them, and then we invite some groups in our community to have a program for them. And we've had clowns. We've got a magician. We've got it's fun. Sometimes it's puppets. Sometimes the church does some kind of a drama for them. One of the churches does a Christmas pageant scene, and all of their children are involved in that. It's really fun and exciting. Yeah. And so you go through all of that, and then at the end of the party, at the end of the program, the thing that we do is give a big plastic bag full of the gifts to the parents to take home and put under the tree, and the children get a backpack stuffed full of Christmas items. So they get to open that night.
Okay, the backpack.
Right.
Okay.
So they're involved in the backpack, and it's a way that we keep the dignity for the families, because you take away a person's dignity when they can't provide Christmas for their own children. But this way, the kids aren't given a present that they tear open that night, and then there's nothing on Christmas. This is given to the parents to take home, and they get the backpack. So everybody is excited as they leave, and they hug your neck, and you just can't explain how good it makes you feel. So some churches say, now to what degree? Because some churches say we can't afford to buy $100 gift for 25 children. We'd like to host a party, but we can't. So we make it any piece of that a church can do. Okay. So if they're willing just to let us use their space, we'll do that. Okay. If they're willing to use the space, but they will provide the food, then we can let them do just that. If they're willing to provide the space, and they do the food, and they do the program, and we just provide the backpacks and the gifts, we'll do that. Or some of the churches are able to do it all. So whatever degree they can do it, we want as many churches in our community to be involved as possible.
And that's really great, because it opens it up. It doesn't limit it, I should say, to a larger church that has more funding. So if it's a smaller church that they can provide the place and the food, they are able to do that too. It doesn't put no pressure on them, and they still get the enjoyment of helping these kids and seeing the happiness that they bring them. So that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is wonderful. So there's not a church in Hawkins County that shouldn't be participating in this, right?
They can do that.
That's right. Oh, and I think that's a wonderful way for all the churches, collectively help the kids in our community. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so that's the way that the churches can help. Now you said there's two other ways. There's through individuals and through businesses, right? Okay, so tell us about that.
You want to?
Well, the individuals, volunteers can come. They can help us wrap. They can shop for us some if they
okay.
need to do that. They're just different ways. Prayer, they could just come and we could have prayer and just get everybody going with getting it all together.
You can find a place for someone if
Find
they
a
want to
place.
volunteer.
Yes.
Now, how many hours do they have to dedicate to volunteering?
That I'm not sure about. Sheldon might can answer that
actually-
a little better. I don't know if there is a.
We're flexible, so
you
if
know.
somebody just has 4 hours in the whole season, we can do that. But we have some folks that are working 4, 5, 6 hours a day for
Now that are ready.
for several weeks. So we have from a little bit to a lot, and however degree they want to be a part. I know that right now we've had a disaster in the county, and people feel so rewarded about taking an effort and going and being a part of that. Well, they do the same at Christmas with us. And whether it's shopping or wrapping or helping us go to the parties and set up so that you have to transport the gifts to get there, you have to transport the backpacks, you have to have everything numbered and labeled, and when you get there you've got to put them all in order so that when you call the names it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or the in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it takes a lot of effort to do that, and it takes a lot of hands. And the more hands that are helping Jan this year, especially on her first year, the easier and the more fun it's going to be. All of our programs, we don't want them to be laborious. We don't want them to be stressful. We want them to be fun, and we're going to have fun this year.
I can
We are.
guarantee it. Now, the program, the program has already started, right? I mean,
Yes.
you have jump-started it in October because of all the preparation that needs to be done for December. So it's not too late. Now, how would an individual go about volunteering?
Well, we have a lot of individuals call at the Shepherd Center and just ask, and Joanne there will give them a number for me that they can reach, and we have a number at the shop that's 500-1019, I think is what it
That's
is.
it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so they can call
so
that
they
number.
can call, yes.
Give them that number one more time.
It's 500-1019.
Okay, so if you want to volunteer, that's the number you can call, and you'll speak with you, right?
Yes.
You'll speak with Jan. That's wonderful. Okay, so we've covered the church, we've covered the individuals. Now, businesses, how can they help?
Businesses and industry are really kind of in a special class of their own because they can sponsor children. Now, there's a few of them that won't even do parties, and that's fine. If they want to do a party, some of the clubs up in the upper end of the county, the Ruatan Club does one of the big parties up there. But businesses and industry can say, get their staff together, their employees together, and say who would like to sponsor a child. And if you've got 25 or 50, what they're going to do is they're going to go out and we can give them the name of a child to shop for, and they shop for that child, and then we can wrap those gifts or they can wrap those gifts, but they bring those gifts back with that child's, targeted towards that child, and then we pick those up and we do whatever is needed to be done for them, which might mean that we need to wrap them, or if they're already wrapped, then we separate them out by where the party is going to be, and we make sure that everything is directed towards where the party's going to be. So that's one part. So they can sponsor those. They can do a party for them. They can just collect toys and provide toys. They can have like a toy drive through their industry, and if they've got 150 staff that. Right. And each one of them were to bring just any kind of a toy item. We have, where we work here is North Pole City, Rogersville.
Okay.
So we have tables just full of gifts and some clothing items and shoes and pajamas and those kind of things. And we choose from our North Pole City before we go to some of the local stores to shop.
Okay.
So we have lots of things there. And so if an industry were to provide us 150 gifts and we go pick them up, they go to North Pole City where we take those applications now. And on the application, the children actually put things that they want.
I was going to ask you that. if they did.
Sometimes we can fill those, but a lot of times they're like iPads and things
Right.
that we can't fill.
Yeah.
And we try to find things in our North Pole City that we can
That you can
fill that
use. Fill
uh-huh.
that with. That's wonderful.
So every child gets clothing items, and they get a gift or a toy item depending on their age. Because older ones, the teenagers, we call that gift items, but the 4 and 5 years olds, they get toy items usually.
My gosh, there is a lot to this.
There is.
And it's been going on now for 30 years. Let me ask you, and I know I'm now regressing in a way because I want to go back to the beginning. How did this all start? I mean, I understand why you wanted to start it, but like, where and how did it first start? What did you start out with? In other words,
I started out by learning, as we said a little bit ago, that people were being duplicated, and I'm a fixer, and I just told our churches, I said, I can fix this. That's why we started food pantries here, because people were going around to all the churches, of very few people getting help from every single church, and a lot of people that needed help weren't getting it. I learned where a food pantry was, a food bank, and I talked to our pastors and said, men, if you'll let me, I can fix this for you. It's a problem.
so it took a lot of burden off the churches too.
And it did, yes. So these churches were trying to do a Christmas activity themselves, and now they still do that activity, but they just get the names that have been screened through a central agency so that we can say, as well as we can, we've gone through all of those children, and they're not being duplicated. Right. You know that you can pour your love into those children because they're being helped one time. And that makes you feel good. You're doing something worthwhile, and we feel like it's greatly benefiting our county. And when you take all of these children, we're saving our county, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 if they prevent duplication for these number of children. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's a great service to our community.
Yes.
At the same time, then we've identified children that didn't know that there was a place they could get help. So we're helping those families.
Amazing. And what I love is that they're getting gifts, they're getting presents, they're getting toys, but they're getting a Christmas party. Some kids never have a Christmas party. And so you're giving them an opportunity as a family to come together with other families, if it's in a church, wherever, and to just celebrate Christmas together. I mean, I'm going to have to attend some.
I'll
I'm
invite
going to
you.
volunteer, I am.
You'll love it. You really do. It's my favorite time of the year. I put on a Santa hat the 1st of December, and I just don't even take it off.
Do you really?
And I ho so much that Linda, that's my wife, folks. Linda just. Boy, she's so glad about Christmas time that it's over because I annoy her with a ho.
Jen, you got a Christmas hat ready?
No, but
We'll
I
have to
might
get her
need
one.
to
We're
get
gonna get you one.
Yes.
Well, this is wonderful, wonderful. Do you have anything else that you would like to add for people to know that maybe perhaps I didn't cover?
Well, when you post these, and I know that we take these videos, these podcasts, and they go out, right. And we do need to say to the audience out there, we're in Appalachia. We're in the heart of Appalachia, and we are one of those lower income communities, and our county cannot support this program. It's the money is just not there. We do have great support from our county, and we have a lot of money we have a lot of churches that provide what they can, but it doesn't nearly cover what the need is. Yeah. So if you're out there and you're in a bigger community, a bigger city, and your community's taken care of, and you would like to direct some help towards Appalachia, if you go to oneaccordministry.org and then click on the Christmas for the Children page, or you can go directly to the donate page, and when you pull that down, you start your donation, and it gives you options where you would like that money directed. People can go to that page, and some of them might want to donate to the food pantry because we do 1,000 Christmas food boxes. That's $15,000 or $20,000, and then we do these Christmas parties for the children. That's $100 a child, and 1,600 children last year. Now, I'm not saying that we spend that much because some of the churches, some of the groups that take names will do the shopping for us, but that much has been spent on these children. And when we let me explain this real quick too, is because we've got those 1,600 names, and we start divvying them off so that this church and this business takes them, and we get down to 600, 400. Nobody takes those. That's the ones that we shop for and that we send shoppers out and we buy for and wrap for, because the others, they're going to buy for. And these that are left over. So it's still a very large program at a very large expense to our county. And the folks out there, you have an opportunity to partner with us and to love on these children of Appalachia through us. And we can send you. I go to these parties and take photos. And any donor, if they would like, and contact us, I can send them photos of every single party that we can go to, because sometimes we have 2 or 3 a night, and we have to choose which one we get to. But there'll be 20 or 30 sets of photos that they can look through, and they know beyond a shadow of a doubt when they see the smiles of these children and what goes on, they will know that they have invested in a worthwhile ministry during the Christmas season. So we just invite you to be a part, and you get to be a part. And we've got a way for you to join us even from across the country to help not only support it, but to be a part of what goes on right here in Appalachia.
Yes, this is wonderful, Sheldon. Thank you so much. Now, I hope you all that are watching understand why I asked you to please share this video and reach out to Christmas for the Children. It is an amazing ministry helping so many children in our community that need the help. So God bless you, Sheldon. And I just want to welcome you and congratulate you. And I know you'll do a wonderful job,
Thank
Jan.
you.
Yes.
And could I add one other thing?
Absolutely.
We have a young man, Noah Carter. He's 11 years old. And every year he gets Christmas money.
Right.
And he takes that money and he goes out and he shops. And he buys Christmas gifts. So Monday of this week, Sheldon and I had the pleasure of meeting with him, and he brought all the gifts in. And it was unbelievable.
He used his money and did the shopping.
His money, yes.
11 years old. Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. Now, is this something he's done in the past?
Yes, I think
This is probably the 3rd year that he's done this.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I forgot to almost ask you the deadline. When do they have till to be able to put the kids' names down?
Okay.
You know? Yeah, I forgot to ask you that.
the applications will go through the 21st. Online will go through till the 23rd
Of November.
of this month of November. I'm
Of
sorry.
November. Okay,
Yes, of
so
November.
so you'll have till November 21st in person,
In person.
and then the 23rd online. Okay,
Yes.
that's great. Wow, that doesn't leave a whole lot of time.
It doesn't, and it doesn't leave a whole lot of time to shop after
No,
those
yeah,
applications are
yeah.
in. But
So the
we'll do
best,
it.
yeah, absolutely. So the sooner they can get it in, the better. What are you anticipating this year? How many kids do you think you're going to help?
I don't know. You know, we really have greater need this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's going to turn out. It pans out. It doesn't. When I project, it never works out. You know, the Lord keeps me humble, and He keeps me. He keeps us guessing, but we are prepared. So whatever it's going to be, we're going to be ready for it.
That's right. And He'll make a way.
And we're so excited to have Jan's going. She's going to be so excited this year. I'm just.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great.
It is.
It's going to be
come
great.
together, and we're going to have fun, and it's going to be enjoyable.
And to know what you're doing is so important. I mean, our children, you know what I mean? And every child deserves to have a good Christmas. And that's exactly what this ministry is providing for the children that in other words, may not have. So.
Yeah.
How wonderful. God bless you guys. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Sheldon, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Just thank you so much. We're so appreciative of. I mean, this is a good example of a community partnership with our churches. Is the church just allowing us the privilege of being here, and this is what it's all about.
That's right.
It's working together, and it's there's a whole lot more that can be done if we do it than if I try to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you tonight, right now, as you're watching, as an individual, as a church, as a business or industry. I challenge you tonight to be a part of this community, really be a part of this community, and help with Christmas for the children. If it's your time, if it's a place for them to hold the event, if it is supplies, toys, whatever it is that they need, I challenge you to be a part of it tonight. There's nothing too little that you feel that, well, I can't do too much. Pray for them. Give an hour of your time. If you're in a situation where you have more of the finances or the resources, share some of those. You know, blessings aren't for us to keep.
Right.
When we are blessed, the whole point of it is to be a blessing to someone else. So be a blessing to this ministry. That's my challenge for each and every one of you tonight.
So we're in Rogersville, Tennessee.
Yes.
306 East Main Street in Rogersville, and we serve Hawkins County, which is in Appalachia, northeast Tennessee.
An area that was also affected by that storm.
Yeah.
So there's going to be more children and more families that are going to need help this Christmas. Won't you be a part of it? Sheldon, Jan, thank you all so very much for being a part of it. Thank you, Sheldon, for this, for Christmas for the children. And Jan, thank you for being a part of it. I wish you a great time doing it. I know that y'all are very lucky to have Jan. And Jan, I think you're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yes.
We
So
will.
thank you, and thank you for joining us here.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been Rogersville Faith Assembly's podcast, and I'm Monica. I've been so blessed and thankful to be here with you and with Sheldon and with Jan. Remember, you want to be a blessing. This is the perfect way to do it. And what you can also do is please share this video so others can learn about Christmas for the children and can also participate and join in. Y'all take care, be blessed, and like I said, be a blessing tonight. Take care, everybody.